Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to Idiots in Cars. Now don't get angry, just take a deep breath. They're only idiots, you can't do anything to control them, and I guess your actions, even though they might be unexplainable, are just what they do best. But anyway, let's jump straight into it, shall we? So then, started right off with the idiot repeatedly blocks an ambulance. The driver of the car was later arrested. Oh man, you know when we are starting off with someone like this, I mean obviously the title just gave us all the information we needed, but man, I just want to see how many times they actually go for it. I feel as though right in the beginning they blocked it once, here we go, but no, they're just absolutely being tailed by this ambulance and just refusing. And really, as the ambulance, you must be put in such a hard situation because you don't want to be kind of endangering people's lives by, I don't know, you try and overtake them, they swerve into you and they flip or roll, I don't even know what, but either way, they're just putting so many people in unnecessary danger from the people that the ambulance is actually trying to get to in the first place, to them themselves, and also just the drivers, everyone else on the road. Really, it's just such a weird situation, and I can't understand it. I mean, I guess in a way, maybe it's some kind of random power trip. That's the only real reason I can ever think anyone would do this. But no, it just completely ruins my faith in humanity. I mean, I guess in saying that, at the same time, we see so many posts, and just really out and about, you see so many people that just do follow the rules, so many people that you just go, wow, you're generally an idiot, but at least you can actually pull out of the way when you need to. But then in saying that, I guess you just have these kind of people which are just a complete menace to society. Like, do they just strive to kind of live and just annoy as many people as possible? Probably, you know, I can only assume that this little power trip, or not little, but this power trip that they are going on right now is not the only thing that they kind of partake in. And so look, like I said, I don't really know what you do about these people, but something certainly needs to happen, and I guess probably karma will get them in the end, because surely you can't be kind of swerving in and out of cars and just around an ambulance and not have something happen to you eventually. And honestly, looking at it more, it's not even though you go, oh, they were just being dumb and they just somehow didn't even notice. You know, I didn't ever know how you do that, but I'm sure someone is out there that actually would not be able to notice an ambulance flashing their lights and doing all of those kind of things, because they're clearly like brake checking the ambulance. Like, surely you can give a pass to an ambulance out of all vehicles. I mean, I guess in saying that, I certainly don't want to be anywhere around this person. I can just feel sad and sorry for everyone that has to drive with that kind of person on the road. But no, just the fact that they're brake checking an ambulance, cutting it off, doing all those kind of things. Like I said, it just takes a very special kind of person, doesn't it? This happened in my city. She was arrested. Whoa, hang on a second. That is a serious contraption there. I mean, really, the fact that you've chosen to put it out the side window and not out the driver's, or not the driver's, the passenger's window. And in saying that, I mean the front windows, because then at least you just wouldn't have the same kind of angle. I mean, I guess lanes are pretty wide, and with a car that small, you probably wouldn't be taking up more than one lane, but the hazard that is causing just is ridiculous. Also, just the fact that surely you just would kind of choose to poke them out the back instead of the side. Like, doesn't everyone know that? And just common sense? I mean, I guess that's what this sub lacks, isn't it? But no, hang on a second, I've just seen that there's stuff poking out the other side, and so, oh my goodness, she hasn't even gone lengthways, she's gone perfectly across the car. Wow, that is a next level idiot, isn't it? Doesn't everybody know? Or surely everyone knows, even just kind of driving around, because you see it around, you know, people transport stuff correctly most of the time, and so in saying that, surely you would have seen someone just actually transporting in the kind of the opposite way to that, you know, lengthways with the car. Honestly, that is just insane, and really, it just looks like utter chaos. I mean, I cannot even imagine what this person's life is like on a daily basis if that is how they've chosen to go about doing that. Even just the fact that they didn't close the boot of the car, you know, because it looks as though if they just did a little bit of reshuffling, I mean, maybe it might have to poke out the side a little bit more, but at this point, who cares? So that doesn't even make sense. I mean, I guess the entire situation, just no one has thought about it, and really, I would have loved to have seen the security footage about this entire thing when they're getting loaded up, because to be honest with the amount of posts that we see where people are just kind of spanning their car and their trailer, or just doing a whole range of different things, and really, that is still in the kind of the bay, the loading bay, and so how the hell has she gotten all the way to there before someone has taken a photo and been able to upload it to here? Oh, it just makes me laugh. Look at that. It's unfathomable. I cannot understand where these people's brains are at when they do this. I mean, I understand that sometimes people have a lot on their plate and so they forget things and they do random things, but no, that is just generally a way of life. If that's what you're doing to your car and that's how you treat a piece of wood and that's how you're thinking, there's certainly no way that that's just a, oh, whoops, I forgot. And really, I've just realized that does not look as though it's very new timber. I mean, that's fine, you know, I'm all for recycled timber, but at the same time, I would just love to know where this is being transported to and from. I mean, I guess in saying that, if it has come from a more recycled timber yard, or even if she's just trying to clear out her house, then I guess it makes sense of how she actually got that far and didn't get a picture taken of her in the loading dock. But in saying that, you just have to spare a thought for that car suspension, because like I said, really, like we can see, it's just such a tiny car. I mean, I don't know if it's a Mazda or what. I mean, I guess also because there's Mazda in the background, but really, that poor car is carrying a lot of wood for its size. And so look, what can I say? Really, if nothing else, I would just love to question this woman, just go, where did you even start to think or just not think about this entire process? Because I'd just love to see the kind of response that she would give. Because besides the fact that this photo has just made my day, I feel as though her response on the whole would just be golden. $60 camera saved me $1,000 in damages. Oh, we all know what is going to happen here, but when is going to be the moment where he just does not realize? Come on, Toyota Tundra, come on, here we go, the reverse lights are on, there we go, straight back in. Man, I'm kind of surprised that that would have only been $1,000 in damage, because when cars crash into each other, they just have an absolute knack for just destroying the most little but delicate and just expensive components possible. But no, look at this guy, the driver of the car that we're in, just immediately got out and went, hang on a second, what are you doing, man? Oh, and then we've got this geezer that has just rocked up, had a little look and go, oh, I don't really care, but here we go. Luckily, I've got my camera to prove him wrong. Oh man, I know I say it every single time, but a backup camera just makes so much sense for so many cars, because really this entire sum just makes you fear for your life and fear for your car on the road. You know, I feel as though this one isn't as bad as some of the ones we've seen, because I can only imagine that this guy had a reason for not wanting to go into the car wash. You know, it's not like some of the ones we see where people have just, I don't even know, pulled out of anywhere, just reversing on a freeway or something like that. But no, this guy is definitely still in the wrong, you know, and we can even see that he's got a camera on his tailgate. Like, what the hell? Use the thing and use the technology that's there for, you know, you would have saved yourself some money. But no, like I said, I can only imagine that this guy would have had a reason for backing out of there. You know, I don't know if he would have feared, I don't know what is going on there. But like the title said, for a $60 camera to save you $1,000 in damages, that is nearly a 20 times return on investment. So you certainly can't be mad with that, can you? I mean, I can only assume that they probably would have had CCTV cameras up as well. And even though having your own camera definitely makes it nice and conclusive for you, at the same time, I can only imagine that he wouldn't have got away with it. You know, you're in a commercial setting, so surely there has to be some kind of cameras around. Actually, looking around, it looks as though there is one right there. And so yeah, I don't feel as though he would have been able to get away with it. But no, the entire thing, you'd just be so glad. And like with every single person that owns a camera, it's an insurance. Insurance comes in many forms, but really, if you boil it down, basically what it comes down to is just you paying less when you otherwise would have paid more. It's as simple as that. And really, given the fact that this guy ran into the back of the other guy, I can only assume that he definitely would have been put at fault if there was just no proof otherwise. But hey, look, I certainly don't feel as though this one was malicious or even on purpose like the ambulance blocker was. And so it is definitely just an accidental idiot and not just like a full-blown idiot. You broke my car. Wow, this is a hell of an opener. We've already had a little bit of an incident happen here. I mean, I can only imagine that pulling out on someone is not the best maneuver. But what is going to go on here? Oh no, the guy's got out of the car. Whoa, okay then. Oh no, this person is trying to leave and the guy's just in the way. Oh, there we go. There it is. You broke my car. The title post. There we go. But geez, this is certainly not recommended. She's pushing the car and he's still behind it. He's got balls of steel. Clearly she does not care for the fact that she's breaking your car, and so I would just be kind of moving out of that situation. You're certainly not going to stop her from leaving at that point. What is this guy doing? He's on the phone to the police, I assume, and then after these people are on the phone, they attracted a major audience, but she's just speeding away. I mean, really, there are so many cameras all over your license plate. There is no way you're getting away with that. But man, I would have loved to have seen what happened in the first place, like the starting incident. How did this happen? I mean, I can only imagine that she pulled out on him as he was driving along, but what the hell is going on here? The fact that she just kind of just goes for it is just crazy. I mean, I guess this guy's emotionally involved and he's trying to perform some kind of citizen's arrest, but it's just not working out for him. Like I said, she clearly does not care. If she is willing to kind of just push your car out of the way to get out of that spot, I don't feel as though you stopping her and standing behind the car is going to do much. I mean, I guess he's in the mindset of, oh, she wouldn't dare run me over because that'll send her to jail, but at the same time, I don't really feel as though she cares. She certainly seems to just kind of be doing her own thing this entire time. I mean, in saying that, given the fact that she gave the car enough to be able to push it, it's amazing that she didn't just kind of continue and run him over. I mean, it certainly would have ended a lot worse in that regard, but man, it's just crazy. Like, she actually braked at the right time. He never really got hurt, surprisingly. And even when we see her drive away, it doesn't even look as though her car is that damaged. So I guess in the moment, she kind of got away scot-free, but I can only imagine, like I said, with the amount of cameras and phone calls and witnesses that were there is no way that her driving away was the end of the story. And so look, I guess all in all, we ever had two posts in a row which are kind of similar and kind of complete opposites at the same time. Like I said, with the last one, I don't feel as though it was on purpose, where this one is definitely just over the toply on purpose. And really, in the same way that the last guy said his $60 camera saved him $1,000, I don't feel as though this lady is going to be having a very good time when she gets the bill for this entire thing. Bad driver never misses their turn. This is my very first accident. Oh man, isn't that the truth? I've loved how they've summed that up. But what are we going to have and where is it? Oh, there we go. Look at that. They never miss their turn, like the title said. But you can just tell the kind of person that was driving that car, they've gone, oh, whoops, I just missed my turn. And then all of a sudden they're just facing the opposite way as you turn them around because you T-boned them after they kind of turned into your way. I mean, it's certainly not your fault, but you still T-boned them. But no, I just absolutely love the title. I almost feel as though it's the motto for this sub. You know, a bad driver never misses their turn, no matter what the consequences, no matter who it kind of gets rid of off the road, they just will make sure that they get where they need to go. And this person has made no exception to the rule, really. I feel as though if you're an idiot in the car, you actually just sign a declaration that say, well, I agree to never miss a turn again. And then from then on out, you just have to live your life by those rules that you signed. It's that simple, really. Because in the grand scheme of things, really just the grand scheme of this sub, we've certainly seen much higher speed crashes than this one. You know, they don't limit themselves to just pulling into a country club. They can pull off freeways, they pull off anything. You know, the entire world is their road, and everywhere else besides where they're going, they just have blinkers for. They cannot see anything besides the exact direction. Really, they're just like a GPS. They know, I'm going here now, and they go there. But no, hey, I guess just once again we have another tick for a dash cam. You know, I don't know how much this one was. Maybe it was $60, maybe it was $400, but either way, I can only imagine that it would have saved them a little bit of money, because even though they have ended up facing the wrong direction, and really I can only think of two situations where that could possibly be the case, and really one of them is doing exactly this and the other is you just kind of just, I don't even know, pit maneuvering them. At the same time, I can only imagine that the person driving this car has an excuse for everything and just a way to put you in trouble, even though they were clearly not in trouble. Also, I want to say it again because I feel as though I just saw the person just kind of give them a finger, or actually I don't know, maybe there's actually a few fingers that come up, so it's a little bit of a sorry, I didn't really mean to do that, I was just not paying attention and had no, I don't know, anything awareness. But if it is a finger, that just proves everything that I was saying before is true. You know, it is never their fault, they always have an excuse, and it's just always your fault and you're in the wrong. And so look, I guess regardless of whether this is distracted driving because they're looking at their phone wondering where to go, or whether they're just not paying attention in general, either way it is just another win for the dash cam. And really, considering the fact that this person said it's their first accident, they're basically, I mean, they are just on 100% kind of win rate, aren't they? Either way, it is just another win for the dash cam, and I can only assume they saved you a whole bunch of money, like I said. And also, considering the fact that this person said it was their very first accident, I guess that means that this person has a 100% success rate in catching the idiots in cars, doesn't it? I mean, really, that's an incredible ratio. Now, hopefully you don't have to keep it up for too many more times, but at the same time, if you're going to choose one or the other, you definitely want to be in the right. Motorcycle getting hit by a car at 105 miles an hour at the Nürburgring? What the hell? I would never ever want to be a motorcycle just doing the Nürburgring at the same time as cars. That just sounds insane. I mean, I don't really know if that was the car's fault. It seems as though it kind of just was trying to not hit the other car, but man, either way, you can certainly not dispute the fact that that motorcycle basically got hit by that car. So speaking of, that rider did so well to control that entire situation, not just go for a massive slide into another car, into the handrail, into the balustrade, whatever it may be. It's just, the fact that he stayed on two wheels is just remarkable. But no, like I said, I've never heard of a race that isn't done by absolute professionals. Like, I'm fairly sure Top Gear did a race or something like that where they just did an F1 car versus a V8 versus a bike. But at the same time, I've never heard of just kind of an open track day where you can put bikes and cars on the same time. That just sounds like, and I guess he's kind of proven by this video, that just sounds like a death sentence for the bikes at least. So it makes me wonder, is this rider wearing a GoPro so they can capture their lap times and capture their lines and everything like that, or are they literally just wearing it so they can capture idiots in cars on the track? I mean, I must admit, it feels very strange to be saying that sentence. Like I said, I would never have expected bikes and cars on the same track, let alone just idiots in cars on the track in general. I mean, I guess, like I said, I can't blame the car too much, or really, I can understand why a situation like this would happen, regardless of whether or not the person in the car is the actual idiot on the track. At the same time, I can certainly just understand, especially when if you're just kind of used to racing around cars and you don't see a car behind you or in that spot, I can definitely understand how you go, oh sweet, I'm just going to try and go into there, and not realizing that there's a bike just coming and flying up on your inside. But either way, I just find it remarkable that that rider did not crash in that entire situation. Like, they were forced off the track and everything, they nearly hit the balustrade like I said, and they just hold it together. It's absolutely insane. And so I guess in saying that, like we often experience on this sub, we just have the perfect balance, you know, just the negative, the positive, the dark and the light, and really we can just see how perfectly they balance each other out. Obviously this could have gone a lot worse, but luckily it didn't. And really, I guess it just comes down to the fact that the master on the bike was just able to cancel out the idiot in the car. Police blocked off the road for a fatal crash scene. Someone tried to drive through it anyway. Oh geez, well obviously this entire situation isn't the best to begin with, but man, like, this person just has no clue what is going on. Are they just trying to drive through it because they're arrogant, or are they just completely unaware? That is just what I always question with any idiot in a car. Just, are they doing it on purpose or not? Are they just that oblivious? And honestly, I don't know which is scarier, the fact that someone can choose to kind of be this dumb or just actually be this dumb. Because just look at the amount of cop cars that are just lining the entire thing. That is just insane. All of them are kind of got their flashlights out going, I don't know what that person's doing, but at least the cop car is there just following and tailing them, and eventually kind of pushes them off the road. But oh man, the entire thing is just so strange. Like, I guess this person was just going, I need to get home, or I need to get anywhere, and I don't care, you know, obviously there's a little bit of a gap, and so I'm going to take it. And really insane that I would just love to know what the aftermath of this entire thing was. I mean, I can only assume that they got arrested for it, but like, how long did it take? Did they get questioned, or were they just drunk, or what was going on through, or what was going through this person's brain? Because like I said, I just can't even begin to think, or really, it's just unfathomable about why someone would do this and how they even got that far. Like, surely they've actually kind of like blocked off the road and there's not other cars driving through. And even though as a police, you would be going, surely we made it clear enough. You know, we probably put a detour sign up, we probably put so many things in order so people wouldn't be coming through here. But really, how did they physically still get through? That's my question. Because when I think of a blocked off road, I think of a physically blocked off road, so you don't get idiots like this going, oh, I guess I just go through the gap. No, like, did they drive up onto the grass to get through, or what's going on? Because it isn't as though the police are just shutting down the road for the sake of shutting it down. Like, really, there has been a serious incident happen and this person is just completely clueless, or maybe they just don't care. And so to be honest, it's times like these where I just wish we could actually just ban some people from driving, you know, just giving them a little bit of evidence and go, no, you were never allowed to drive again. In the same way that other licenses can get taken off you, this just makes you go, well, well, no, you're obviously clearly not respecting the entire situation here, from the blockades and the signs and the sirens and the lights and everything about it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And so, as well as just being arrested or whatever would happen to this person, I just wish that you go, no, you're not allowed to drive it again. If you just really are unable to drive to that extent, you just should never be able to drive again. Because even though it might sound a bit harsh, at the same time, I feel as though if you're an idiot to that extent, I feel as though a harsh penalty is what you need. And so now, finally, for the top of the month for idiots in cars, we have truck lifted too high to see the Porsche in front of him. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh no, look at that. Oh god, the entire thing is just a bad situation. I mean, obviously you don't have a lowered car, but it's low to the ground, and then you've just got a very, very lifted car. Jeez, and I don't care what kind of camera you've got, that truck is just gonna be in the wrong and paying some fairly hefty bills, aren't they? Man, I can only laugh because this is the consequence of their own stupidity. Like, really, I guess the same as the last one, even though that one is a little bit more serious based on what happened. This one is just, you gotta laugh because you can just picture where the head height would be, and you draw a line from there straight across the bonnet, and you literally see that there is no way, there's not a single point on that Porsche that they would have seen. And so I can just envision the entire situation, whether they've just gone to pull out, whether they're turning, whether they're going straight. I mean, I guess from that lane in the US they'd be going straight, and then just immediately proceeded to get a little bit of resistance when they obviously were not expecting any, especially on a truck like that. You know, I'm surprised they didn't just mount and go right over or just clear it entirely. So what can I say? I absolutely agree that this is top of the month for idiots in cars, because really, they're not only an idiot in the car, they're also an idiot out of the car. To be able to do that to your truck and your car, whatever you want to call it, it is definitely just an idiot in life. Because I don't care what profession you have, what you do on your weekends, there is no reason for anyone to have a truck lifted to that extent. Like, really, it's unsafe for multiple reasons. If you actually crash into someone, you actually just completely take the top of their car off. If you crash into the back, well, clearly you just can't see them, and that is just naming a couple of hazards for other drivers. You know, obviously your increased height, so you have more body roll, you have more, I don't know, axle rotation, you have so many more components that could possibly fail. The entire thing just doesn't make sense. And really, the fact that they probably would have spent a whole bunch of money doing that just so they can go spend a whole bunch of money doing that, definitely is just a clear-cut case against why not to do this and become an idiot in a car. And also, I don't know what could possibly be giving me this crazy idea, but I feel as though the truck driver would actually be feeling as though the Porsche driver was in the wrong somehow. You know, the fact that they actually just clearly ran into them because they couldn't see them because their truck is probably illegal, or it would be illegal in Australia, but then they probably still proceed to get angry with the fact that they did that. It definitely just sums up the entire kind of person, doesn't it? I mean, of course, that's just me speculating, but considering the fact that neither person is outside of the car and we can definitely see that there's a car on top of another car, I don't know, I feel as though that explains or at least hints to something. And so look, I guess if nothing else, even though this sub does have its fair share of things that can make you scared to be on the road, at the same time, I definitely know that there is no truck, no car, no ute or anything that I've ever seen close to that being on the road, and so at least I feel a little bit safer in that department, because the only thing that would come remotely close to having a blind spot that large in front of it is a semi-trailer. And to be honest, for the most part, or really just given the things that I've seen them do, I trust semi-trailer drivers to not actually be an idiot in the car, idiot in a truck, and just hit a Porsche. And so even though there has been some incredible posts, at the same time, I feel as though if any picture that I've ever seen sums up this up, it is that one. But anyway, that is going to do it for the top of the month for idiots in cars, so thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below and let me know if you had a favorite post out of any of these. Other than that, we check out awesome posts all over Reddit, so make sure you check some of the other videos out now, or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.